Don't just be another foreigner, be a local Laowai. Welcome back to Local Laowai, the show that gives you everything you need to know for a smooth transition to life in China. I'm Donny Newman. With over a quarter of China's population under the age of 30, the independent music scene here is finally starting to gain some traction after decades of importing music from the West. It's even starting to gain the attention of some Laowai, like Markisha here.
Oh hey Donny, have you heard this new Jay Chou song? It's amazing.
Want to know what all the cool kids are listening to? Learn about China's burgeoning music scene on this episode of Local Laowai. China is home to a rich musical scene that's largely dominated by pop music from Taiwan, Hong Kong, and increasingly mainland China.
Wait, so most of these singers aren't actually from mainland China?
Pretty much. Hong Kong and Taiwanese music have had great influence over music here on the mainland. Historically, Hong Kong has acted as the entry point through which Western music and Western culture in general has diffused into Greater China. Because of this, Hong Kong's canto pop has enjoyed immense popularity in mainland China, even though most of the lyrics are written in the Cantonese dialect. Some of the most influential artists include Andy Lau, Karen Mok, and mainland-born Fei Wang. In the past decade or so, the mainland music industry has been gaining ground and fast, churning out homegrown pop stars such as Lee Yu-chun, who skyrocketed to fame after winning the immensely popular American Idol-style TV show, Supergirl.
Oh yeah? I auditioned for that.
What? Really? But your singing's so unique.
What's that supposed to mean?
With the increasing maturation of the industry and a leveling off of the technological playing field as equipment becomes cheaper, the gap between Taiwan, Hong Kong, and mainland will only get smaller.
You know, I always thought of myself more as an indie kid anyway. So come on, Mr. Music Expert, give us the lowdown on indie music in China.
All right, follow me. Independent or non-commercial music in China refers to a huge swath of musical genres. Jazz, rock and roll, electronic, heavy metal, basically everything that's not the rosy-eyed love songs that the pop industry puts out.
Got it. But without the industry, how do these kids ever get famous?
Well, for the most part, they don't. Without efficient exposure to these indie genres here in China, there really isn't the market for it here yet.
What? So you mean there's no Chinese dashboard confessionals? These heathens!
Don't worry too much, Markisha. The good news is that Beijing here is the preeminent hub for independent artists and musicians to do their thing. And one great way to discover new music is to attend the increasingly popular music festivals held in Beijing and Shanghai in the spring and fall. Beijing is also home to numerous independent music venues, like the famous Mao Livehouse, where we are today. Headlining tonight, we have a local heavy metal band. And before they take the stage, they've agreed to speak with Local Laowai. I think I'm gonna go find them now.
I don't know, Donny. These people look really intense. Donny? Oh man.
Right now, I'm here speaking with Chinese deathcore band Eternal Wings, or 永恒之翼. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
大家好，我们是永恒之翼。
How would you describe your music to someone who's never heard it before?
很整齐，不是。
There's no sloppiness to our music. It's very orderly. Our music conveys a strong sense of power and speed. The listener will feel a powerful sense of momentum. There's a point as opposed to a continuous plane moving forward.
When you first started getting into metal music, were you listening to Chinese bands or Western bands?
I was first exposed to Chinese rock music. We 80s kids all listened to the Chinese rock popular in the 90s, like Black Leopard, Tang Dynasty, Xie Tianxiao, and Cold Blooded Animal. But after a while, we felt the music from these bands couldn't quite satisfy the simple yet crude feeling in our souls. Slowly began listening to metal bands like Metallica.
So for heavy metal music in China, has it gone through a localization process, or are there any Chinese elements in your music?
Absolutely. Chinese musical elements are increasingly being absorbed into Western genres of music. There's a subgenre of heavy metal called folk metal. Folk metal in different parts of the world all display their own unique local qualities. Chinese folk metal frequently calls for erhu. You can even hear erhu in some Chinese black metal.
So, Markisha, what'd you think?
Yeah, the deathcore band was a little too heavy for me. But you know what? I think I could be a Mandopop singer.
Right.
No, seriously. Come on, I'll take it to KTV right now. Come on, let's go.
I'm Donny Newman. We'll see you next time. Tune in next time when we talk about classical music here in China. In the meantime, be sure to keep sending in your questions at localaowai@bon.tv. I'm Donny Newman, and we'll see you next time.